All right, so as you remember, last time we added validation into the schema in our student.js file. So this validation requires that the student should have a name. If there's no name assigned to the student, the message here, name is required, is shown. So now it's time to complete what we wanted to achieve in the first place with this test file. Required here is questioning only whether a value is provided or not. There's actually nothing that it does, right? Remember, we want to have students with a name first, and then these names should be longer than 2 characters, we'll say. So in this name prop in our schema, we have to add another key to this configuration object in order to add in a validation around a particular property. So we're going to write in here validate, and we'll assign an object here. So it's this key, right? It decides how a particular property should be validated after the validate function runs. So in other words, it specifies the criteria which decides whether a property is valid or not. So again, we'll put 2 properties inside here. First one is called validator, and it'll be called as a function with a name. Second one is the message, again, that we want to display if there is a fail in the validate function. So let's say the message could be something like name is too short. Because, of course, here we're looking for students with a name longer than 2 characters. So since we are focusing on the name, we'll pass in the validator function. And then inside of here, we need to say that if it is true, the result will be valid. But otherwise, if it's false, it is invalid. All right, so we just want that name to be longer than 2 characters. So we write name.length greater than 2. So that means in this case, the name M will fail, while the name Jason will pass. So in the case of M, we'll see the message that we wrote, name is too short. Okay, cool. So now we're done with validation. We'll go back to our validation file and write up a test. So again, we can create a new it block and say name must be longer than 2 characters. Here we're going to pursue a similar pattern like the one above. So first we'll create a student and result, and then assert message depending on that result. Okay, so we want to see if our test is working, and we create our student M. So we'll say const new student equals new student with name of M. And then the result by writing const new result equals new student dot validate sync again, because there is no asynchronous validation. And then after that, we'll make our message. This is the error message, right? So I'm going to just copy this block here and change the result into new result, and then assert that the message equals to name is too short. All right, so let's save all that and we'll try it out. And passes with flying colors, as you see. All right, so I want to recommend to you that you should make your test fail at least one time on purpose, in case you haven't gotten that already. Just in order to be sure that everything is done according to the way that you want it to, because you want it to fail when it's supposed to fail, right? Okay. So next time, we're going to continue with some advanced topics. All right. See you then.